You know, me and Dilla's first conversation was in Electric Lady. And he was in the basement, lower level, working with Common on Like Water for Chocolate album. And me and Qua was working on Train of Thought.
Okay, so what's going on is DJ Hi-Tek is having a conversation with Don Cannon. For those that don't know, Hi-Tek is another one of those producers that is highly slept on. I wanted to give him his flowers as well. He's actually from Cincinnati, Ohio. He has produced for Common, also Mos Def and Talib Kweli with Black Star. He's worked under Dr. Dre, under his production staff, Anderson .Paak. So the list goes on and on. So let's go back to this conversation. Very interesting. Y'all should check out this whole interview, but let's go.
Because what's crazy is me and Dilla would always I would get the comparisons to Dilla way before when we were shopping demos. So me and Qua, when he first brought me to Brooklyn, there was a guy by the name of Beat Scott. He was like, man, Tip got this guy, like, they got this young cat from Detroit.
95,
like,
96.
Y'all sound a lot alike, except he used more reverb.
And I've heard Dilla talk about some of his shakers referring to Hi-Tek's like, them sound kind of like me. I know a lot of y'all have seen that interview.
And I can only assume that's who he was talking about. As time went past, yeah, I can imagine that's who he was talking about. Yeah. But me and Dilla, we never really got to chop it up much. But in 2002, he reached out to me and he invited me up to Detroit to come work with him.
That right there should be enough for you to understand how sick Hi-Tek is. When somebody like J Dilla invites you to his studio to come work with him, you got skills. Let me just throw that out there. So y'all need to stop sleeping and put some respect on Hi-Tek's name, man.
He was doing his solo album, the Diary album. Yeah, he invited me to Detroit. You know, I was amped. And because, you know, ultimately, like, Dilla's that's the dude. Like, I always felt like we had this connection because we from the Midwest. And then we had that same Midwest approach, you know, and same influences, Cincinnati and Detroit. Yeah. Versions of what we are influenced by. But when he invited me to Detroit, I caught myself knowing how to get to Detroit, right? Yeah. It really is just a 75 north shot. I take 71 north, right? I drive all the way to Cleveland.
Driving from Cincinnati to Cleveland is 4 hours. He's supposed to go straight to Detroit, so he went out the way. And this shows the patience of Dilla, man. All right, so check this out.
Get to Cleveland and call Dilla. And Dilla, I say, Dilla, man, I drove all the way to fucking Cleveland.
I'm going home somewhere.
This is before GPS, man. No GPS. It's all like...
What was the map they used to give you in the rental car?
MapQuest.
This is a map.
Yeah. So he waited on me, man. He said, I said, man, should I still come? So I just drove across whatever, you know, to Detroit and took another 4 hours. Right. But he waited on me, got in the studio, and we just talked for a minute and just a casual conversation. He just really wanted to hear some beats, you know what I'm saying?
That drive should have been 4 hours total from Cincinnati to Detroit. But the fact that he went to Cleveland on accident, for you kids, y'all got it good. Y'all don't know what it's like to just use a paper map. Some of y'all might. Just drop it in the comments if you ever used a map before. I still have a map in my car in the trunk. Anyway, Dilla knew how sick Hi-Tek was, which is why he was willing to wait that long. And that's what I want to get into, the reason why.
You know what I'm saying? And played a few joints. And the 2 joints that you hear on the Diary album, like, I wasn't really sure if he really liked the beats, because I felt like I kind of made him wait too long. You know, I'm like, man, I ain't sure. But really, he wasn't even tripping. Like, he was just happy I came through, you know what I'm saying? I was just as happy to be there, you know what I mean?
You had the game in the chokehold. So I think waiting was like, yeah, I'm going to wait for these beats.
I played the 2 joints, and he was like, yeah, he got late. It took me like 8 hours to get there, so... When I left,
8 hours?
I didn't talk to him. Maybe in passing, we had a couple of show dates we had. I seen him. I didn't even realize he had recorded the joints.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What happened was DJ Hi-Tek let Dilla hear 2 beats, and those 2 beats ended up on the Diary. He only sent 2 tracks. Dilla liked both of them and used both of them.
And he gave me a shout out on the record. So, I mean, you know, and those shout outs mean a lot.
Everything.
Especially from our peers, you know.
So you heard the story from Hi-Tek his interactions with Dilla, and the fact that Dilla chose his beats says a lot, man. So we're going to talk about one of those beats that was actually used on the diary. Let's go. And the beat I'm referring to is Gangster Boogie. The reason why this beat is genius is because it's so simple. It's only 4 tracks. 4 tracks. That's it. So I have the stems here. I just use Logic, the stem separator, and we're going to start with the drums. Check it out. Kick, snare, snap, and shaker. It's grooving. Now, the thing about this actual drum pattern is a lot of times we might do something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But he's going. Hear that? Like that little double at the beginning of it, as opposed to this. He's doing. You hear the difference? The little ghost note is what I want y'all to pay attention to. Right there. Stuff like that is what makes it a little different, but it's still simple. And listen to the shaker. Behind the beat. It's behind the beat. Right? So already you have that groove. Now let's add the bass. This bass is so funky, man. Simple bass line, but the reason why it's so funky is because you got that little wah effect to it. You hear this? Wah, 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 wah. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show y'all how you can make that bass sound, by the way. So keep watching. By the way, shout out your favorite Hi-Tek beat. If you are a Hi-Tek head, shout out below in the comments. Yeah. Just crazy, crazy. You want to keep watching this video because I'm going to show you how to make that sound. Then you have the strings. Just a sustaining note. Just one note. One note. And that goes in and out like during the verses and the hooks, just in and out. So simple. This is one of those minimal beats. This is why this beat is genius, because even though it's so minimal, it's very impactful, because once you put the vocals on it, it just brings it out even more. I love beats like that. Okay, so the fourth sound is this kind of vocal chant or whatever this is. I don't even know what it is. It's like a cha. Listen. Hear that? Crazy, crazy. The pocket is insane. So when you throw the vocals in it,
it's gangster.
Hear that?
It's gangster. It's gangster. It's gangster. It's gangster. It's gangster.
So it's just super groovy.
It's gangster.
Dilla, listening to that, said, yes, I can use that. I'm going to use that. And this is why. See, he knew the sickness of Hi-Tek. That's why he said, yes, this is going on my project with me rapping on it using this beat. So now I want to use these concepts, man, to show you how you can flip this in your own way. Let's talk about that bass, because that bass is what spoke to me the most. That bass line, not only the bass line, but just the bass sound itself. It's just crazy. Okay, so if you're using Logic, and even if you don't have Logic, I'm going to show you the sound that you can start with. If you have a sound similar to this, this is the Analog Bass 01 out of Logic, okay? This is on the ESM synth in Logic. Whatever you're using, analog bass, that's your starting point. And you could kind of tweak it to make it sound a little closer to it. You know, cut off a little bit, add some resonance or take away, just kind of tweak it to whatever you want. Then the second thing you do is add a filter to it. I've talked about this filter before on another video. These are the settings that I'm using. Now listen. And you know why that is so crazy? Is because it reminds me of Boosie Collins. All right, shout out to Boosie Collins, another Cincinnati native. So it makes sense. I'm gonna play just my bass line with his drums. It's pretty close to it. It's pretty close. So, you know, I just wanted to show you guys that. So now, because I was inspired from that, I decided to make my own beat using some of these same concepts. So let's start with the drums. So again, I'm keeping it in the pocket. Right? Notice I threw the cowbell on there. I just had to throw a cowbell, you know. It just adds extra funk to it. Hey. Did you notice the quick kick in there? Listen. Dun dun. Did you hear it? It's right there. I didn't do it at the beginning like Hi-Tek did. I did it right here. See that? I did it on bar 2 instead of bar 1. Right there. See? That's funky. Here's the bass line I added. Same sound. Let's go. You can hear the wild sound on there. So I try to make it sound kind of like Parliament, you know, like Flashlight or something like that. That was the mindset that I had. Okay, so now let's add the strings, just using vintage synth strings. On beats like this, I want to use sustaining notes. It doesn't have to be just one note. It could just be like extended notes. So we have something like this. Not too busy. Just sustained notes. And back down. Right? Now, like I said before, he only used 4 tracks. So I'm going to add one more track. So far, we have 3. And that 4th track is going to be a little vocal one shot. I'm just using an Apple loop. I like that. Added some reverb to it. And then we can do something like this. Hey. Hey. Now I want to hear what this sounds like with the vocals. See if it gives it that added funk. Because I'm telling you, when you have a beat that's very open like that, it just brings out more of it when vocals are added to it. Okay? So we're not too busy. Here we go.
It's gangsta. It's gangsta. It's gangsta.
And actually what I could do is, because of those vocals, I could move my vocals at the same spot as where Hi-Tek had his one shot. Because I noticed you got to do it during the spaces. You got to find those open spots.
It's gangsta. It's gangsta. It's gangsta. It's gangsta.
See what I'm saying?
It's gangsta. It's gangsta.
So you can flip this in your own way. I just wanted to show you guys that is why this beat is so genius, in my opinion. I hope that was helpful. I will leave a link to the interview if you want to check that out. Shout out to TmrO Networkr. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel, man. Check it out. If you like videos like this, check out this video that YouTube will, I guess, suggest for you to watch. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm going to have to do definitely some more Hi-Tek videos. So I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm sending peace and positive energy. Yeah.